They say neighbors make good fences, but in the case of Zimbabwe and South Africa, it is neighbors make good borders, and to this end, the Zimbabwean government's huge investment in the Beit Bridge border has changed the fortunes of one of the busiest borders in Africa.
Border jumping, robberies and drownings are becoming a concern at the Beit Bridge post.
Welcome to African Projects and more. So, how did the worst border crossing become the best by far in Africa?
Compared to the borders that I've entered now, this is the best.
The improvements are quite well at the border, and I think we are now approaching the global standards.
Beit Bridge is the most famous and the busiest border crossing in Southern Africa. It is situated in the Beit Bridge district of Matabeleland South on the Zimbabwean side and 548 kilometers north of Johannesburg, Musona local municipality in the Limpopo province on the South African side. The border post links South Africa, the continent's industrial powerhouse, to Zimbabwe, Botswana, Mozambique, and further up provides the lifeline for Zambia, Malawi, and the Democratic Republic of the Congo. Tanzania is another important trade partner for South Africa, utilizing this border for trade.
It is a border post that experiences extreme forms of traffic congestion at peak periods. It was identified as the main border post to work on in terms of alleviating congestion.
The border is very busy and sees up to 25,000 travelers, over 1,000 commercial trucks, 200 buses, and 2,000 light vehicles through the border post on a daily basis. But for a long time, the Beit Bridge border was reviled as a place of suffering, with queues of trucks and travelers stretching for kilometers on either side of the border, waiting for their turn to cross. Temperatures could soar into their 40s, and deaths have been reported while people were waiting for their turn, which we can only speculate they were heat-related deaths.
COMSA, however, says that the loss of life and congestion at the Beit Bridge border post in particular could have been avoided if government had acted sooner.
The logistical nightmares had relegated this important border post as Africa's worst for years and years, a hub for theft and other criminal activities, poor sanitation, and generally a place that was very, very bad.
If we are on the queue there after the way bridge, we are having problem of robberies. Yeah, those ones who are coming with guns, so we are not safe. Please, if the South African and the Zimbabwean authorities can do something to help us. These days we are taking too long to cross the border.
Zimbabwe then realized that such a crucial border requires state-of-the-art facilities, and the government invested a massive $300 million to upgrade the facilities on the Zimbabwean side. In 2018, the Zimbabwean government partnered with Zim Borders Consortium, and Rubek's construction group was identified to expand, upgrade, and improve the border facility. Beit Bridge was redesigned to streamline processes with increased efficiency in the transportation of people and goods across the two countries. The modernization has seen Beit Bridge upgraded from one terminal to a massive 4-terminal border post, which separate areas for the service of trucks, passenger buses, light vehicles, and the cross-border traders. By separating these categories, the clearing times have improved massively.
So we were clearing, if you take both north and southbound, between 900 and 1,000 trucks a day at the moment. And there are no queues, so the congestion has completely been cleared. Together with the fact that there are various reports coming out as to the clearance times, comparing the various border posts to themselves in the past and to other border posts on the continent. And as we speak, the Beit Bridge border post is now clearing traffic quicker than it has at any time in the last 20 years.
Additionally, information systems have been improved significantly. One of the impressive features is the computerized pre-clearing system of goods by trucks prior to their arrival, which means they spend around 30 minutes at the border post for scanning and weighing. Before the upgrade, the average waiting time for trucks was 2 to 3 days, and in other cases up to 2 to 3 weeks.
I'm going to Zambia, but I think it's going to take something like a week.
The Federation of East and Southern African Road Transport Associations estimated that the transport industry was losing up to $41 million a month because of the inefficient system at the border prior to the upgrades. And the streamlined processes have improved the flow of people and passenger cars through the border, with reduced times to half an hour or less, instead of spending up to 4 hours. This is prior to the upgrades.
We used to come here and spend like hours, but today it was fast. Now we are going back in the bus, but we arrived here maybe 30 or 45 minutes.
Safety standards have been improved. There is now a modern fire station at the border town close to the city center, responsible for various emergencies and the implementation of preventative safety measures. There is a health clinic to respond to medical emergencies and healthcare needs, as well as police station to ensure law and order is maintained. Additionally, the project has provided numerous job opportunities for the locals. About 7 kilometers from the border, over 200 modern staff housing facilities have been built as part of the modernization process. The housing village for the workers is complete with hot water systems, air conditioning, solar power panels, a playground for children and sporting facilities. Water shortages is the thing of the past for the border town of Beit, as there is a new 11.3 megaliter water tank built on the hill which supply the water to the border post and the town. We can't overemphasize the need for clean water. Transportation of animals across the border is part of the core business of the border, and modern veterinary and quarantine facilities have been built to ensure livestock and plants are arriving at the border are screened and quarantined properly to prevent cross-border transmission of diseases. The government of Zimbabwe will pay the debt incurred for the upgrade through revenue collected at the border. And not to be outdone by its neighbor, the South African government has begun upgrading its side of Beit to match its forward-thinking neighbor, as the border post is moving closer to a fully one-stop border policy. The Alfred Beit Road Bridge is named after Alfred Beit, founder of the DBS Diamond Mining Company and business associate of Cecil Rhodes. He was also a director of a number of companies, among them the British South Africa Company and the Rhodesia Railways. The original bridge was constructed in 1929 at a cost of $600,000 and financed jointly between the Beit Railways Trust and the South African Railways. The new bridge was completed in 1995 and was officially opened on the 24th of November. It was built by the Zimbabwean government. Now, thank you for listening, and I'll see you in my next one. Cheers.